Speaking of shots fired, yesterday's C-bomb.
I do not agree with the clearly gendered and patronising language that Andrea Vance used to reduce senior cabinet ministers to girl bosses, hype squads, references to girl math and...
Now, I'll say it again. We said this last night, though. Okay. Are you, Andrea Vance is not here. You probably should be calling the editor of Stuff. Why are you making this... Basically, and this does come up in the story, they're blaming Labour for what Andrea Vance said. This is okay, let me say it this way, and I'll be gracious. They are very good at distracting away. This was very well played by National to get distraction away, because if you stop and think, why are all these MPs standing up bitching about Andrea Vance? Okay. That's not us.
It's worse than that, Pat, because the media have jumped on this. We're into day 2, and now they have managed to make Chris Hipkins apologise for one of his MPs referencing the article, which is what introduced it into the House. They referenced the article, they didn't say the word, and now Chris Hipkins has gone, on reflection, we shouldn't have done that, and it's been a distraction. We apologise. And it's just like, what is going on?
The thing is, right, he's right, because what he's saying now is what you said 3 nights ago, that the bad part about her doing it was it would get used as a distraction. And what he's actually saying is, if we hadn't have asked the question, that would have given them limited chances to talk about it and distract away from the actual situation of thousands of women losing their money. However, I'm sorry, Chewie, but I don't believe that would actually be the case. Every single female from the National side of the House got up and spoke about it. Do you really think that one question from Jantonetti was the only reason they were going to do it? Like, honestly?
That's a good point.
Because, like, what we're saying is that every single female got up and spoke about how terrible the article was and how terrible she was. And if Jantonetti hadn't have asked the question, they would have all said nothing. I don't buy that. I just don't buy that. I don't buy that.
That's fair. I agree with that. The other thing I want to say about, 'cause obviously we're playing the edited clip of Brooke GPT saying it. But if you go out and find the unedited clip, what's the best way to say this? There's a couple of ways that you could say that word. That's with a C or the hard K. And she takes that option. She really musters up everything she's got to say. I could see it. I've got one chance to say this in Parliament, and I'm going to say the all caps hard K. It's pretty good.
But you know what?
If I had a soundboard of my own, Pat, we would be in trouble.
Well, we will do that. But do you know why she used the hard K? You know why, eh?
Why is that? Because she's
Mr. Speaker, I'm a strong woman and I can speak for myself.
That's why. I'm a strong woman. I can speak for myself. Yeah. I really wanted to play that several times last night, but I felt like it's a little bit misogynistic, and with Martima sitting right there, I probably shouldn't. But I'll just be misogynist tonight. That'll get clipped.
We're multi-days into talking about the fact that someone called Brooke the C word. And how that's horrible for women everywhere. And like, we're on record here, we've said multiple times about what a gauntlet females in the House have to put up with, the way that people talk to them. And I extend that to everywhere. Anyone that's doing this job, people talk to them abysmally because they're women, left and right.
Yeah.
But we never saw people like the parade of right side of the House women getting up and saying it's terrible, misogyny and sexism is bad, everybody's ganging up on Brooke and it's mean. They never stood up for Golriz or any of the other female MPs of the left that were fucking run out of that place.
And look, I've said this on
deafening silence.
I've said this on Twitter today, and there's been a big bunch of backlash, whatever, about it. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry crunchy croutons who are in our chat tonight, I'm really sorry, but you don't get to compare a journalist using the word once to Nicola Willis and her squad to be the same as what Jacinda Ardern went through. Jacinda Ardern, they say, is the first Prime Minister we've ever had that may well need police protection for the rest of her life. Simon Wilson told a story when he was with us about how when Jacinda Ardern was in a dairy in Coromandel with her family, some woman screamed at her, "You ruined my life, you horse-faced cunt," and walked out. So I'm sorry, but you don't get to go, "Oh, hypocrites. Look, they're okay with this person not associated with us, a journalist using it once for effect," and the tirade and torrents and avalanches of abuse that Jacinda Ardern got, that she may need protection for the rest of her life from. And I'll tell you why that rings true to me. When I put that on Twitter today, the response from a lot of people were, yeah, she better not come back. You know, or words to that effect. Or words to that effect.
And this was in the bad place, wasn't it? This was on Twitter. Yeah, of course.
Now, I'm going to play. I want to play this. Hang on, I want to play this because it says the word here, but I'm interested if it's bleeped out because this is right now on the ACT YouTube channel. Let's see if they bleep it out, because if they don't bleep it out, I'm sure they will, but this is the ACT YouTube channel.
And I do not agree with the clearly gendered and patronising language that Andrea Vance used to reduce senior cabinet ministers to girl bosses, hype squads, references to girl math and cunts. That's right. The women of this government are hard-working, dedicated and strong. No woman in this parliament, nor in this country, should be subjected to sex-based discrimination. And it's a very curious feminist moment when a former Minister for Women repeats parts of a clearly misogynistic article in this House.
Good. So, hang on. So this is the most offensive thing. The media has been censoring it, and the ACT Party are promoting it on their channel.
See what I mean about the hard K?
Yeah. And we've found it now, so I can go on the soundboard later tonight.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, look, and again, like, feminist moment. I'm going to stand up, strong, independent woman, I don't need no man. All of that sort of stuff. Ignoring the reason why that article was written and the feeling that it was trying to put away, that this government has shit-canned 33 active requests for pay equity that have been going on for years, some of them only weeks away from being granted. Shit-canned all of them. Retrospectively, in the bin. Then gone, it's because it was complicated and Labour bad, but we're going to ram it through under urgency without warning so nobody can check us on that. Okay? Good. And then, when everybody's real good and mad about it, we've got everybody in lockstep going, hey, we're just making this easier. Please don't check on that. And this isn't giving people a pay cut because we haven't given them the money yet. We were going to, but we're not now. So it's not a pay cut. And then we're going to say, it's fine though, because they can just reapply. Even though they have moved the goalposts so much.
Yeah, most of them.
Under this, if all of those applicants go in and put their applications in again, 80% of them don't meet the criteria to even apply now. So that's what we should be all fucking angry about. Not that someone called Brooke a cunt.
Well, hang on, was that hard C or was that soft C or hard K just in? Which was it?
I think I'm trying to split the difference there.
Okay.
You know, it is pearl clutching, and it is a distraction, and they are going to ride this, and the media is letting them do it.
And look, hey, one more thing. This is the most important thing, actually, as arrogant as it sounds, is, and we all know this, but I'm just stating it in this conversation. They are putting more attention on a journalist offending them than the hundreds of thousands of women they have offended by ripping billions of dollars away from them. So which is more of a disservice? A journalist using an inappropriate word, should you take that stance, or billions of dollars being ripped away from women? And we know it's billions of dollars because David Seymour told us. He said Brooke Van Velden has saved the budget. Do you want me to give you one more piece of goss? I'll give you one more piece of goss. It's not really goss because it's out there. I asked Craig from our chat today what he could say and what he couldn't say. I'll give you one more piece of goss. Brooke Van Velden is now saying that, and I'm paraphrasing, people within the cabinet asked her to do this. So Brooke Van Velden's case now is people in the cabinet offered this opportunity. So she's walking it back. She's walking away from it. And at the start of this, if you'll remember, I don't have the clip, but we played it. She was like, I made it very clear to the Prime Minister that this is what I always wanted to do. Today, she told the CTU that it was offered to her by the cabinet. So what she's saying now, this is my opinion, is that Christopher Luxon and Nikki Noboats have come to her going, hey, you kind of want to do something like this, and we need $17 billion. Why don't we work together and get that done this week? And she's walking away from it now. She's moving back from it now.